Secretary of Justice has said no to a joint investigation, knowing that we already have our own investigation ongoing.
Valte also pointed out that authorities were working towards resolving the dispute.
We understand that the tension there is very high, and we're hoping that moving forward, there would be a resolution to these issues that are being raised, which is why we've continually appealed for calm.
Aside from dealing with the dispute with Manila, Taiwanese President Ma Ying-jeou has other problems. He was at a control center in Taipei after heavy rain caused severe flooding in the north. But television cameras caught him dozing off while being briefed on the situation. His colleagues passed him a note reminding him that he was on camera. Arthur Urquiola, ATV News.
And still to come on ATV's main news tonight, Jang Yuk-sing angers pan-Democrats again by ordering that budget proceedings end tomorrow night.
Rafael Nadal defeats Roger Federer to win Italian Open for 7th time.
過百萬觀眾以酒會友，
亦都唔會話咁樣就一定篩走某一啲人。
杯中有真言，盡表精英境界。
好多政黨聯盟咧，好難強求意見一致，
應該就唔會太多嘅訴訟嘅。
論時政，還看把酒。關注時政嘅嘉賓今晚現身，劉夢熊、戴耀廷。探討嘅議題係佔領中環具正當性。唐宮中國特約把酒當歌，今晚11點，本港台、亞洲台兩台同步。百萬港人齊睇高志森，生活文化、城市個性各有特色，深入了解。
壞咧，其實喺某個程度上面都係件好事。
影視強人真情剖白，講得動聽，趣事多多。
係要我以其女子。
性格演員艱苦磨練，繼續進步，分享秘訣。高志森微博，星期六晚12點35分。告別孩童世界，要成為真正嘅男子漢，成為部落嘅傳奇，就要過關斬將。採蜂蜜、牛背跳，展示生命中嘅力量，展示頑強嘅冒險精神。換取成年嘅身份，要付出幾大代價呢？環球大百科不日成人，星期5晚8點半，亞洲台。代嫁新娘盧巧音籌備婚禮，邊拍最頭痕呢？
增肥咯，因為忙咁變咗睡覺時間就比較少，即係食咩都唔吸收，咁我想調理下先咯。
彭于晏視發哥為偶像，期待合作機會。
很期待，如果真的有發哥一起演的話，我會拜託導演讓我跟他多演幾場戲，這樣可以偷學。
星動亞洲今晚12點05分。ATV 2013感動香港年度人物評選現已接受報名。
感動從香港出發，傳揚溫暖愛心，請提名你身邊嘅好人好事，
一齊支持 ATV 2013感動香港年度人物評選。
立即登入亞視網站，提名你身邊嘅好人好事。
EDGCO President Jang Yuk-sing has come under fire for imposing a deadline on lawmakers to finish with the government's budget bill by 10 p.m. tomorrow.
The pan-Democrats are accusing him of abusing his power by first killing the filibuster blocking the bill and then refusing to let them argue any further. The budget bill has been a subject of fierce debate in LegCo for over a month because of a filibuster which was blocking the money needed by the government for its operations. LegCo President Jang Yuk-sing courted controversy last week when he ended the filibuster, which came in the form of 710 amendments introduced by 4 radical pan-Democrat lawmakers who want the government to introduce a universal pension scheme. His decision forced legislators to stop debating the amendments and proceed straight to voting on them instead. Zhang's move was branded by the pan-Democrats as an abuse of power. They insist that he has undermined LegCo's role as a check and balance to the executive. The veteran Beijing loyalist has done it before, killing a filibuster against the by-election bill a year ago. Today, he seemed unfazed by the barrage of accusations he faced and imposed a deadline to end all proceedings for the budget bill by 10 p.m. tomorrow night. He announced the ruling this morning, just minutes after lawmakers resumed their debate on what provisions should be included in the final reading of the bill. The LegCo president defended his latest decision, claiming he had to impose a deadline as the chamber had spent more than enough time on the bill. He also insisted that his move is in line with the Basic Law and LegCo's rules of procedure. But that didn't stop Democratic Party chairwoman Emily Lau from accusing Zhang of abusing his powers. One of the lawmakers behind the filibuster, People Power legislator Albert Chen, insisted that Zhang's decision was highly inappropriate. Labour Party lawmaker Fernando Cheung warned Zhang that he's setting a dangerous precedent, as LegCo debates had not been subject to any time frame in the past. He added that Zhang's latest move was a second attempt to kill opposition lawmakers' right to address the chamber. But the LegCo president insisted that Cheung's understanding of his imposed deadline was erroneous, although he didn't explain why. There was praise for Zhang from Federation of Trade Unions lawmaker Wong Kwok-hing. The pro-establishment legislator welcomed the deadline to finish all proceedings by tomorrow night. He estimated that the drawn-out sessions have cost taxpayers $45 million. Organisers of the Occupy Central movement have hit back at their critics, saying their campaign for universal suffrage will not break any laws and won't frighten off investors.
That's after major business associations placed advertisements in Chinese language newspapers, warning that a blockade of Central will be harmful for Hong Kong. Arthur Urquiola reports.
A move by pro-democracy activists to mobilize thousands of people in a push for genuine universal suffrage has alarmed business groups, which are worried about the impact of a blockade of Central on Hong Kong's image. The Chinese General Chamber of Commerce and the Chinese Manufacturers Association today placed advertisements in newspapers to warn that the protests could damage Hong Kong's economy and rule of law. They said a large-scale demonstration would paralyze Central and hurt the city's business environment, while disrupting social order and residents' everyday lives. In the newspaper notices, people were urged to seek common ground through rational discussions. Benny Tai, the Hong Kong University law professor behind Occupy Central, defended the campaign, saying all its actions planned for July next year would be legal and would not disrupt social order. He also doesn't believe foreign investors in Hong Kong would be scared off. Supporters will be made to sign a pledge not to resort to violence during protests. Tai plans to consult backers on the planned action and to come up with guidelines on how to conduct the protests, along with contingency measures. He has maintained that taking over the streets of Central will only be a last resort if the government's reform proposals don't offer true universal suffrage. Arthur Urquiola, ATV News.
Time now for sports with Brittyn, Clennett.
And a triumph for Rafael Nadal in Rome, Britt.
Yes, he clinched his 7th Italian Open title. Nadal brushed aside old rival Roger Federer in the final, while Serena Williams won the women's crown.
All eyes were on long-time rivals Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer as they met in the final of the Italian Open, but the highly anticipated clash turned out to be a lopsided affair. World number 5 Nadal romped past the second-seeded Swiss 6-1, 6-3, sealing victory in just 69 minutes. It was the 7th Rome title for the King of Clay.
A very emotional and important victory for me. I think I played well. I did the things well during the whole match, during the whole week, and very, very happy.
It's Nadal's 6th title this season since returning from a 7-month injury layoff. Federer, whose form has been lackluster, has yet to win a major trophy this year.
The ball definitely flew a bit more through the air today, bounced more. You know, you don't hit it well, it's not going to stay in so much. But then again, Rafa has much more topspin than all the guys I played this week, so the change was a big one. I knew that coming in, but I mean, I tried to play offensive and just didn't have the best day, you know, unfortunately.
The path to victory was just as easy for Serena Williams, who dismantled Victoria Azarenka of Belarus in the women's final. The American hit 9 aces on her way to a 6-1, 6-3 victory. The title is Williams' 4th this season.
In football, Paris Saint-Germain coach Carlo Ancelotti says he wants to leave after helping the club become French champions, while in England, Alex Ferguson's reign as Manchester United manager ended in a goal fest.
English champions Manchester United have played their last match under Alex Ferguson, who stepped down after 26 successful years with the club. But the Reds failed to win Ferguson's last game. Instead, they drew 5-5 with West Brom. Across the English Channel, Carlo Ancelotti wants to quit newly crowned French champions Paris Saint-Germain after just over a year on the job. But PSG is insisting that the Italian see out his contract, which ends in June next year. Ancelotti has been linked with a move to Real Madrid, whose coach Jose Mourinho is rumoured to be on his way to Chelsea. Over in Argentina, Boca Juniors have ended a 12-match losing streak by beating Colón in an empty stadium. Fans were kept out because of a clash last week between supporters of Boca and River Plate in their Super Clasico match. Manuel Martinez scored 3 minutes after the break. And although there were no fans to help them celebrate, Boca's victory gives them hope of moving out of the relegation zone.
A look at the weather before we go. It was hot with sunny intervals today. Temperatures ranged between 28 and 31.6 degrees, while the relative humidity was between 69 and 88%. Winds were moderate, coming in from the southwest. Let's check the ultraviolet reading. The maximum recorded for the day was 12. Tomorrow's UV index will be around 9. Let's take a look at the weather in the region. An area of low pressure is bringing warm weather to Guangdong. And moving on to the satellite images, a cloud band is covering southern China. Here's what we can expect over the next few days. Mainly cloudy with rain and thunderstorms tomorrow. Temperatures will range from 26 to 30 degrees. More of the same on Wednesday with a top temperature of 29 degrees. The wet weather will continue throughout the week. Now for tomorrow's air pollution levels. General stations will be low to medium at 15 to 50. Roadside pollution levels will be medium to high at 45 to 70. Finally, here's the weather around the world.
That's the main news for Monday night. I'll be back with an update in an hour. I'm Edna.
I'm Brittyn Clennett.
And I'm Belinda Lloyd. Thanks for watching ATV. Good night.
Night.
Good night.
跟住落嚟係亞視普通話新聞。ATV 2013感動香港年度人物評選，全新評審機制，推選感動人物，你我都得。誠邀全港市民參與每週人物推選，同我哋嘅評委一齊選出最令你感動嘅好人好事。請登入亞視網站支持你最喜歡嘅感動人物，全城感動，全民參與。ATV 2013感動香港每週人物推選。
當我同區內嘅長者分享食物嘅時候咧，我感受到佢哋嘅喜悅，連自己都會覺得好開心嘅。咁快樂咧唔係自己擁有幾多喎，而係來自大家嘅分享。
希望大家支持助善計劃，
立即登入亞視網站，選出你心目中嘅感動人物。亞洲小姐競選踏入25屆。
亚姐选美过程充满创意，带出无数话题。
历届亚姐和大家开怀畅谈，分享人生经历。
ATV 亞洲小姐競選25屆亞姐百人，星期1至5晚上9點半。1年1度不可能的任務即將展開。